What's going on, y'all? Today we're going to talk about Illuminati. I'm going to be honest with you. I had no idea who this channel was until all the crazy events that took place. It's all based off of pettiness. We're going to get into it, but I really didn't know who this was. I don't pay attention to woke channels. If you're woke and you're preaching a whole lot of liberal stuff, I'm going to be honest with you. You ain't going to make it on my timeline past a day. Oh, yeah. I just don't have time for it, fam. Illuminati, no different. But then once all these things started happening and I started looking into it, I found something interesting. For someone to be very liberal and super woke and on the left, they did a lot of capitalism. It was a lot of capitalism going on with the whole we woke, we hate capitalism, we gonna attack them. That's what the whole channel was based on. If you don't know who they were, that's a woke content creator who just used to go at anything that was conservative on the right, capitalistic, anything in that realm she attacked while practicing these same ideologies. It was crazy. Why don't you just be real? Just be yourself. That's the problem with a lot of big YouTubers that get canceled. Not being yourself. See, I've had to get canceled 1,000 times. And then eventually, if I work my way up, people already know, hey, that's BX Beast Boy. And he's a weirdo. He's definitely weird. Also, he believes in, free market and all these things like that. He's not really super pro-capitalism, but he's not anti-capitalism as well. Establishment, yeah, that's different. I don't believe in telling people what to do with their business. Anyway, I digress. Let's do this video. I wanted to wait till all the information came out, and now it has, and I could just give you guys my opinion. I'm going to just be straight up with you. We're going to skip all the fluff, right? I'm not going to be listening to emotional manipulation. I'm going to just tell you the real. What actually happened. I got my little notes. I'm looking at my notes. I smoke too much. But somehow not enough. I'm trying not to laugh too loud. I'm not trying to laugh. I know some people like to hear my cackle, but my neighbors, all that stuff, they finally quiet, so I want to respect it. I know, man. So let's just talk about what's going on.
This is a story of boy meets girl, but you should know up front, this is not a love story.
Now, Illuminati, I explained a little brief introduction of who this person was, why they trending, how did it all start. They called out a channel by the name of Legal Eagle or something like that. No shade. I never heard of them until this incident, fam, to be honest. Right. And for what I've seen, they do like video essays, right? Not too shabby. It's actually pretty decent. Right. This incident actually made me want to look into their content. So I didn't hear of them before it, but guess what? I want to check them out now. I think it's interesting now. Now she got me intrigued with all the messiness, right? You see how that works, right? Now she called this channel out because someone contacted her, not even the channel itself, but someone who was an editor for the channel contacted her and asked her, hey, I like that effect you got. Can I have it? Can I have it? Can I have it, please? Can I have it? I needs it. Can I have it? Now, when it comes to this is a whole conversation within itself. People who have contacted me 1,000 times asking me for certain things. Like, ooh, this is a cool effect. How can I get that? Ooh, where can I get this sound? Ooh, can I use your nasty song? I'll be like, absolutely not. But when people ask me, hey, where did you get this? Or who edited this and this and this and this? I give them the information like 9 times out of 10, unless they ask in a really, really weird way that makes me like uncomfortable. Other than that, I'll just give them the information. I don't hoard information. I believe in the abundance mindset, right? So that's not really a big deal. to me, right? If I can help someone, I help up and coming channels on a regular basis. If I notice something, if I look at their channel and go, I think they could be getting more views if they did something like this, I'll straight up contact them. Hey, hope you don't mind. I was just watching your channel and thought that maybe I can give you some advice that can help. And if they take it, they take it, right? So like, I don't mind that. So why did she decide to go crazy off of that and publicly, see, you got me slaying my word, publicly blast this channel? Who knows? Maybe for the cloud, because they felt like they was doing so much good that they were untouchable. You were wrong. This is what happens when you be petty. That's what I try to tell people. Only be petty if it's funny. If it's not funny, let it go. Move on. Just move on. So the person they reached out to, she put them on blast. This channel, Legal Eagle, came out and was like, hey, that's not really me. That's an editor that's worked freelance that was contacting you for information on an effect for their personal channel. But just, I want to add this, and that's when they took the high road. Usually when people ask me for information, I give it to them because I believe in yada, yada, yada. Let's share on YouTube. Ooh, with the politeness, cook they boots. Easy work. Easy work, fam. Like, what is you doing? Why? Why would you even do that to yourself? Like, come on. Illuminaughtii set herself up. So even though Illuminaughtii came out and tried to apologize for being petty, too late.
Now, before we get into debunking many false statements that have been made about me, I want to start with an apology. I have apologized privately to Legal Eagle the day after this incident occurred, though I have not been publicizing that until right now. Maybe this is something I should have said sooner, but I needed the time to think through the events that have preceded. And for those unaware, a short story. My editors came to me about how parts of a Legal Eagle video looked similar to our videos. And then there were messages and an email from one of Legal Eagle's editors asking for more information about how we do certain effects. I looked at the compared images that were brought to me and I said, wow, that does look pretty similar, and I impulsively posted about it on Twitter. Truthfully, I should have looked into this more instead of just putting the information out there the second I had a gut reaction about it. I should have asked him what the emails were about, but I didn't, and I made a mistake, and plain and simple, I was wrong. So to Legal Eagle and team, I just want to reiterate that I messed up, and I'm sorry for any stress this may have caused you and of course to your team. I know I apologized privately and removed the tweets with that apology, and I'm now publicly sharing that information with all of you. And I want to extend that apology to my audience and to listeners who are disappointed in me for this, because I'm also disappointed in myself. It was a quick-drawn decision and it wasn't thought out. I promise to do better.
Too late. The backlash already started. Everybody started looking into their content and saying, hey, you a hypocrite. You talking about some, oh, you can't use my effect or dare ask me for my effect, but yet you are blatantly plagiarizing like documentaries, word for word. Word for word, you're showing the same footage and just using your voiceover. And she was like, oh, nah, I gave credit though. You gotta stop.
Professor Hugh Freudenberg.
Professor Freudenberg has long been controversial.
A man named Hugh Freudenberg, a former immunologist who has been long controversial.
In 1989, he was caught up in a bizarre lawsuit involving the Food and Drug Administration, which told him he had to stop injecting his autistic child patients with blood products.
In 1989, he was caught up in a bizarre lawsuit with the Food and Drug Administration, which told him he had to stop injecting his autistic patients with blood products.
Then in 1995, he was suspended from practicing medicine and made to pay a $10,000 fine for his misuse and misprescribing of controlled drugs.
Then in 1995, he was suspended from practicing medicine and made to pay a $10,000 fine for his misuse of prescribing controlled drugs. Let's start with the first accusation and go from there. After Legal Eagle responded in his tweets, there was another tweet that arose in tandem to this situation. And that tweet was made by another YouTuber called HBomberGuy. And this YouTuber is someone who also creates longer form content. As someone who creates this type of content and researches various topics, the main thing to keep in mind is the source material used. Things like articles, interviews, videos, documentaries, academic essays, and so on and so forth. As video essayists, this is a core concept to both Harris and myself. Before I get into the accusation itself, I want to address the topic of plagiarism. And that word has been tossed around a ton, and it's not something to be taken lightly. And I just want to take a minute to define this word.
On screen are definitions for the word plagiarism as defined by Merriam-Webster, Dictionary.com, and the University of Oxford. I'm showing multiple sources defining plagiarism, but the overall definition is going to boil down to this.
Plagiarism is to take someone else's idea as their own or to not credit the source. With that definition being clearly identified, let's go ahead and take a look at what Harris brought to the Twitter table. Harris posted this video saying, and I quote, "Personally, at IIlluminaughtii, I would define plagiarism as something a bit more specific. For example, copying someone else's documentary directly into your script." End quote. However, in his own video, he shows where I'm audibly quoting a direct line from the documentary, and even visually you can see it on the screen with the quotation marks. Additionally, you can even see the dual ellipses on either end of that quote, indicating that more of that source was being cited. When you go to my sourcing page for this particular episode, you can also see that the documentary is listed as a source. It has been 3 years since I posted this episode, and I've been really grateful to be able to continually learn and grow with time. Since then, I've learned to be much more overt and obvious with citations, something that may not have been perfectly clear to me 3 years ago. I apologize for the oversight of not making that quote more clear. At the time of recording, it was really obvious to me that it was a citation of the documentary, especially in full context of that section of my video, because that section was wholly dedicated to Brian Deer's work. And for some clarification, I would like to provide both you and Harris with the script that I was working off of. It will be available in the Google Drive. While I believe emphasizing the key phrase of the quote about stopping injections on autistic children was, and still is, very important to point out, the quote should have been fully displayed on screen. This was certainly a poor editing choice, and it's an editing style that I no longer utilize, but it's most certainly not plagiarism.
You got it's petty. I'm all for originality, right? Especially within this sphere. Like all the time, I see like the opposite happen. Bigger content creators have copied me and took something from me. Maybe said a joke I said while we were talking about the same topic, but there could have been a coincidence, whatever. Sometimes I felt like it was too many coincidences stacked on top of each other. That's just part of the game. It's part of the game, fam. So now I have more of an abundance mindset. I don't care. Shoot, I'm going to watch the bigger creators. And if I see something I like, I'm going to take it and add my own spin to it. I definitely credit people, though. I have a habit of crediting people and then saying the wrong date. That's what I do. Bobby Brown, 1857. That's not the date. I smoke too much. But not enough. But definitely not enough, man. Now, she got this backlash, right? Her feelings was all hurt. Oh, me, I'm all do good. Liberal, woke. What's the point of being woke if I don't have a shield to protect me? I'm telling you. Woke people eat themselves, bro. Like, there's a snake in his own tail. She decides to respond. Bad response. Why? Because I believe that she should have shut the heck up. You not have PR with the way your whole system is set up. You got like a team of editors, a team of writers, a team of researchers. She's pumping out video essays on a like everyday basis. She was getting hundreds of thousands of views. Now it's bad. Tens of thousands. It's bad. But I would think that you would know maybe you should have took a break, right? You should have took a break. And then when you came back, you should have took full accountability and not pointing any fingers. That's what, if you're going to do that, right? I mean, that probably would have been the best bet for you. Right? Me personally, I'm different because I'm me all the time. So you can ask me in a moment. F a apology video. What happened? Oh yeah, I said what I said. But my fans know that's how I am, and they respect me for it, and I respect them for it. What's up, fan gang? I see you. How you doing? You okay? You all right? You ate today? My bad. I just wanted to check on you. I just wanted to check on you guys, man. My supporters are the best. Straight up. Now, she should have just known. Maybe you should shut up instead of doing this horrible response. It was bad. it was trash. It wasn't good. It was like mad long, fully monetized. Like it was bad. You knew your subscribers was about to rain, but you did it anyway. Part of the game, right? Part of the game. Now, after all of that, you thought it couldn't get worse, right? Wrong. It got worse. Employees came out and they started exposing. Oh man, they putting out pictures of like how nasty the apartment is, which is, I think that's foul within itself. Everyone's wrong in that. Like someone had you staying at their house and you taking pictures of it and then you leak the pictures. That's crazy. That's crazy. I know there's gonna be a bunch of people in my comment section. She's evil. I don't care. I still think that's like foul. Two wrongs don't make a right. Right? Certain things like privacy. I think that's come on, bro. Come on, especially if allegedly you staying there rent free and they built your whole house or they built a house and then allowed you to stay there. Not saying that they're saints, not even saying that they're not wrong in the situation. They could have treated them foul. That place should have been clean. It was nasty. Me personally, if someone's staying there rent free, guess what? Guess what? Get your gloves. Get the trash bags. You cleaning today. What do you do? What do you mean? You taking pictures? Bag that up and you take it out. You do it. What? I think it's a picnic. You just there, rent free, not doing nothing, right? Now, if they paying rent, of course, then yeah. If they did pay rent, then obviously Illuminaughtii is tripping, straight wilding with that one. Like, what's on your biscuit, ma? Straight bugging.
I want to take a couple minutes to bring up the Click and the many claims that he made on Twitter recently. The Click brings up how, as he puts it, a very convenient series of videos resurfaced with him saying some not so savory things after he left Sad Milk. His old videos, as he puts it, aged like milk. They did. I'm not going to dive into it further. The information's out there if you so choose to look. And as Click stated, those videos are 11 to 14 years old. And to be perfectly clear here, those videos are not any of the reasons as to why we split ways in Sad Milk, as Click tries to insinuate. Even back in 2020, I had stated that those videos had nothing to do with the ending of Sad Milk. I was actually unaware of those videos at the time of our friendship, but had I been aware of them, that friendship would have likely ended.
Here's another little funny post from the same account where she forgot to switch accounts and interacting with the Animal Crossing subreddit, at least according to Oz. Here it keeps going. Hey, listen, Blair, I'm putting this all together. What kind of cover-up is this? Click was saying these bad things, created differences. Click is a liar. And not to claim someone topic is friends with someone while pretending to be wholesome and good. This is all Blair replying to her own announcement under an alt account. And it keeps going. Click said the N-word and replies and claiming I'm not going to reply and I'm horrible. Here is a long post. I'm not gonna... You can pause it if you want to read the whole thing. I don't want to. Here is the same account, Doobieschmerz on Twitter. This was an account I remember distinctly from 2020, 2021 that was relentlessly harassing myself, my friends, my colleagues, my streaming colleagues, past colleagues, ex-Sad Milk members, community members, you name it. You name it. I will be brief here because there isn't really much substance. She claims I was tossing around slurs when gaming with friends. The only evidence she has in a group chat where she's talking to Aziwazi, among a few others. So it isn't an actual receipt of anything I did or said. It's not even a conversation I'm in, but just a few anonymous names venting in a group chat. However, to try to make sense of this, I actually asked Oz about this screenshot directly, and he had this to say. Yeah, I'm not really sure what the R-slur thing was about. I not only don't have any memories of it, but would only have to assume based on my past actions that I either A, over-embellished to further feel accepted of the tone of one instance, never of course realizing the damage it would cause. I'm sorry about this if that is the case. B, Blair and I had discussions in relation to this and had created a behind-the-scenes narrative of what to say. This was also very common when we lived under the same roof. C, there was also watching how Blair would twist and omit truths to people. While I don't have any direct proof of this, I will say that watching Blair just say the right amount of truth to people to get their praise and adoration may have swayed me to do the same. Edit, there's also a chance that you said this like way back in 2019. I think the language I used in the group chat was more to put distance between us, not great on my part. It would have to be one of those, or a mix, honestly, because I don't remember you saying it. Not saying it didn't happen, of course, but I don't have any memories of it. I'm sorry for the pain that comment caused, man. Apologies will never, of course, repair the actions that I have made, and when all this went down. I'm sure there is more shitty things I've done or said that honestly, for the life of me, can't.
Then the employees came out, they exposed her, she started sending out cease and desist. And now her career is pretty much done. I mean, she can still put out videos and get income, but at the amount of views that she's getting and the income she will be generating would not cover the cost of the editors and the writers and the researchers, which means she's going to probably do her stuff her own, right? If I was to look at her channel and see the frequency, I'm on that green. I'm on a green. Oh, my bad. Frequency. Smoking and recording. Let's look. Illuminaughtii. Let's see the frequency. She didn't learn her lesson. She needs to take a break. Algorithm wise, she's gonna do nothing but rain subscribers. Even ones that are not purposely unsubscribing, they're gonna get unsubscribed. So if you look at her channel. Oh man, pull this up. You know what? Yeah, pull this up. Put this on the screen. This is bad. This looks really, really bad, bro. Oh man, this is horrible. If you look, oh man, yeah, her channel is beat. It wasn't that long ago where she was like, I think, if not on 2 million, heading towards 2 million. You scroll down, her videos was getting a few months ago, average over 300,000 views. Average, right? 200 maybe. Yeah, about 200 maybe. That's a good amount. Add the frequency she was putting them out. Crazy. The frequency has not changed, which tells me that this woman has had probably more than likely hundreds of videos and documentaries stacked up and already saved on there and loaded up with the thumbnails. If she was smart, she would just stop. Take a break, revamp that damn apology video and take actual accountability, right, for everything you did or whatever, and then move on, right? And then build. Maybe not upload as frequent as you did, I understand. But when you look at it as frequent as she's doing, yeah, she's gonna have to she's gonna have to fire some people. Start doing thumbnails herself again, start doing editing herself. Cut costs. But she did it to herself. That's what it is. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Hit the like button. Subscribe if you haven't, man. Hit the notification bell. Click all. I got a Patreon and a membership. Sign up. If you sign up for memberships, you get access to my podcast, right? Same thing with my Patreon. You sign up for both, you get access to my podcast, man. It's pretty cool, fam. Also, I got music. I do music, man. Check it out if you can, man, on your own time. The link will be in the description. Tell me what you think. Watch more videos, man. I've been doing a lot of video essays on this channel lately, so let me know what you think. Appreciate you guys.